Hey, today we're going to make non-traditional red beans and rice. I'm not a Cajun, I'm not a Cajun cook. I like their food, but this is a non-traditional form of red beans and rice that my mom taught me. So I've got a pound of smoked sausage that I've cut up, and this is the brand I use. It's Conecuh, best sausage in the world so far that I've found. It's made in Evergreen, Alabama, which is in Conecuh County, just a few miles north on I-65 from where my family is from. I've got a small onion just sliced up. I don't have a big onion because I'm not making a big pot of this. Got a couple cans of the Del Monte diced tomatoes that have green peppers and onions. A couple cans of red beans. I used bushes. I've got about 3/4 of a cup of rice that I'm going to use just because I don't make a lot. And I've got salt, pepper, and my Tony's. And this goes great on everything. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and throw my sausage into my pot. Get the ones that try to escape. And I did have this frozen, this sausage, because I had bought a couple packs and ended up not needing all of them, so I had one pack left over. So my pot's going to be heating up, and it's I've got it on about 8.5, so kind of a medium-high heat. I'm going to go ahead and put my rice on, and I'm just going to put it on high so it can start cooking. And anytime you cook rice, grits, pasta, potatoes, you need to salt the water. And a little bit of salt goes a long way for flavor, because once you've got that cooked, you have a hard time getting it flavored right. So a little bit of salt goes a long way for seasoning on bread, or I'm sorry, on pasta, rice, and potatoes and grits. I wish the people at Waffle House would just use a little bit of salt. Just a little. Okay, so while my sausage is cooking, or the pot's heating up so it'll cook, I'm going to take a break, and we'll come back and I'll show you more when it's just about ready. Alright? Okay, the sausage is going pretty good. I just wanted to let you know that I don't follow directions on the package of rice. Figure out how much I want, dump it in a pot of water, let it go, and then I drain the water off. A lot of people use rice cookers. That's fine. You can do that. But if you want to look at the sausage, it's looking pretty good. It'll take just a few more minutes, and then I'll take it up. And I have a plate here with some paper towels to drain the excess grease, to get the grease off of it. But I went ahead and my rice started to boil over some, so I turned it down to medium, and it'll just continue to cook while I'm getting all this prepared. So I don't want to cook the sausage crispy, just because it's just my preference. So it looks pretty good right now, and it'll cook a little more once I assemble everything. So I'm going to turn it down to medium heat and take the sausage up. And if you notice, when I'm cooking, my hair is always up. That's just like a pet peeve of mine. I think everyone's hair should be pulled back when they're cooking. Nothing like getting hair in your food, especially when it's someone else's. So just think about that if you're new at cooking. I tell my girls when they help me, make sure you get your hair pulled back, and don't do it while you're in the kitchen. Do it before you walk in the kitchen, because that hair will float. The sausage smells so good. A little smoky smell to it. smells delicious. So there's a little bit of grease left in the pot here. There's not a whole lot, and I don't pour it down my drain. So since it's not a lot, I'm just going to run some paper towels around. It's good to leave a little bit in there. Just be careful. Stick it in that little bowl there. So now I'm going to add the onion and start that going. Just sweat it out just a little bit. Gonna add just a touch of salt, just a sprinkle, and a little bit of black pepper. Add as little or as much as you want. Now I'm gonna add my 2 cans of tomatoes. I always leave the juice in on the red beans. You don't have to, you could rinse them, but I think it gives a little bit of flavor. Just got to be careful when you open the can. There's a piece of paper that was left in there, or that fell in. So just add your red beans. Of course, I had to get the biggest spoon I could find. Just mix that up. Now I'm going to use one of these cans and put some water in there, some hot water. It's not quite full because it needs a little more juice in there. So that's what it looks like so far. So now I've got a paper plate under here, so I'm just going to dump all the sausage in. Looks like we could use a little more liquid, so I'm going to get this other can. There's still a little bit of juice left in there. Pardon the messy dishes in the sink. It's breakfast dishes. So this is looking good. Gonna put my lid on it. It's down on medium heat. Just gonna let it cook like that for about 20 minutes or so, and we'll come back and check. And rice will be done in just a few minutes, and I'll meet you back here in just a few. Okay, one thing I did forget almost is my Tony seasoning, and I don't do a lot, just enough to give it a little bit of a kick. I mean, some people may think that's a lot. I have a friend who can't have any kind of spice at all. She doesn't like anything spicy. And then me, if it doesn't make your eyes water and your nose run, it's not considered spicy. So just add that to whatever your heat desire is. And if that's not enough, add more. So just gonna let that simmer for a little bit and check on the rice. It's got a little ways to go, and be back in a few. Okay, so it's been cooking. I turned the heat up for a little bit to get it to a rolling boil. So it's not been, I just turned it back down to medium heat, but it took about 15 minutes. The rice is done. I drained it and it's sitting here in the colander on top of the pot. That's how we did it growing up. So this is actually ready. I tasted it. I will tell you that I did have to add a little bit of salt, pepper, and some more Cajun seasoning because it just wasn't up to my liking. But like I said before, add as little or as much as you like. It's all about your taste. So I've got my ladle here. Gonna dip a little bit of rice in. I don't eat a lot of rice. I gave up bread, pasta, and rice a while back. So just and there you have it. The only thing that would make it better is some fried cornbread. I'm just not in the mood to make that tonight. But there it is. It's really easy. You can have it done 30 to 45 minutes. So, hope you enjoy. Thanks.